Welcome back, diecast friends and fellow collectors. Today's episode of Matchbox Monday is it's kind of a cool one. It's gonna take some. I don't know the age groups of all the viewers that come through the channel here, but there's a particular story that comes along with one of today's castings, and it might take some of you back to a time that you may have never lived through or known, and I think it's interesting and worth noting, and we'll get into it, but it made me think about some things and kind of maybe change how you collect. It certainly impacted maybe how I'm going to collect going forward, but it's something to put some thought into, and like I said, we'll get into it. I made a couple of eBay purchases because I've been, I don't know. I'm not trying to be a completionist, but there are some castings that I really like, and if I can come across those items that fill the gap on eBay for a decent price, then I'm gonna snag it. And I get some perks through my job where I won't get into all the details, but my work offers some programs where throughout the year you can kind of accumulate points, and then those points can be exchanged for gift cards. And so sometimes I'll just exchange those points for an eBay gift card, and I can just upload that gift card to my eBay account, and then I'm essentially shopping. I mean, I don't know if you want to call it for free, but it's not my money. It's like a rewards type thing. But anyway, so I do that, and that's how these two came into my possession, was through that method. We are, you saw the thumbnail, going to get into this Matchbox's, well, it'd be Mattels 80th, actually, but this Matchbox Replay the Classics kind of a gift box. I had been diligently searching for this at Hobby Lobby, like repeated trips to Hobby Lobby, thinking this thing has to show up at some point, because I had seen some YouTube shorts and some other content creators showcasing this, and I asked in the comments section where they got it, and they told me Hobby Lobby. So I was under the assumption that that's where this thing was going to hit, and lo and behold, the new 80th anniversary shipper that's been hitting the Walmarts lately, the big red shipper that's got it's got some Hot Wheels 5-packs, it's got this, and then it sells there's other stuff there like that Mattel sells for little kids, like maybe like little building block sets or clothes. It's a weird kind of a shipper, but anyway, this was on one of the shippers at my local Walmart, and I was like, what? I'd been searching the wrong place the entire time, but happy to have it. It is a 4-car pack: the 1963 Ford F100, a Divco milk truck, 69 Ford Mustang Boss 302, and a 55 Porsche 550 Spider. And here is a look at those, which we're going to open this because that's what we do here. somebody made a comment in one of my most recent videos, and they hashtagged Freedom Collector, and yeah, that's what I am. My cars get freed upon acquisition. So we're going to look at those. And then I've been looking for the 57 GMC stepside. And I snagged a couple of those off eBay. One of them fills two genres, I guess, in my collection. One being the 57 GMC stepside, and the other one is the fact that this one is in a national parks livery. And the national parks is like a hot commodity, because this will make maybe only like the 12th national parks car that I have. Holy cow, this thing is glued. Look at that. This thing's just not coming apart. What year is this? 2021, it says. Interestingly enough, but anyway, yeah, this would be, I've only got about a dozen of the national park stuff. And so we'll do a national parks episode at some point, but I want to kind of gather a few more. There's a new like road grader national parks in like one of the new cases for 2025. I don't have that yet, but I keep my eyes peeled. And then the other one that I got from eBay is also a 57 GMC stepside. And this is the one that came with a story. So it says Lesney edition. It's yellow. You get the little collector box. Does this have a year? 2010, it says. So, very cool. And then on the back, you get some black and white grayscale card art, which is very nice. But, yeah, the story with this one, I ordered it, obviously, and when it showed up, there was a letter inside. And I'll read it to you. It makes for a good read, but that's nice. Metal base, nice yellow paint, GMC. That's an awesome piece right there, for sure. So I think what we'll do is we'll come in close, we'll rip into all of this stuff, and then I will, while this guy's spinning on the turntable, I'll read you the letter. So let's do that. All right, so as you can see, per usual, I've got some variants of some of the stuff that we're going to look at in the background today. And we'll start the diecast viewing with our National Parks 57 GMC stepside. This one, Animal Protection Services Supervisor. Again, this casting is fantastic in my opinion. The National Parks livery, highly sought after by collectors. I think a lot of people chase this, which is why it's so hard to find in store. And it also being a pickup, there's definitely a fascination with pickup trucks in the hobby, and so this one would probably likely be even more difficult to find. But secondary market, obviously, with this coming out. Oh, this was 2021, so probably not going to bump into this in store, but it's out there and available. Now I think we will get into our 4-pack Replay the Classics set. I'll put the box here. We'll start with the 55 Porsche 550 Spyder. Um, just cool little collector's box. I like having these. I do collect Matchbox Collector Series and Super Fasts and things that come with boxes like this. So it's cool to see. The art's always fantastic. What a beaut. Look at how sleek and low that windshield is. You're gonna sit down in this thing, and I don't know what fun this would be to drive. Number 53, white and black racing stripes. I like the dog dish wheel on this one. 53 on the back plate. And then I believe 20, you're probably not going to get a look at that. 2019 on the copyright. And then our back end opens up and you get some engine detail. Headlight tampos. Little bit of engine graphics. This is well done. And this is the only 550 Spider that I have in Matchbox. For the tooling to be have a copyright date of 2019, I think it's interesting that I don't have any others. So I'm going to have to jump on the internet and take a look at what else this particular casting has to offer. Our 63 Ford F100. I'll put the box up quick. '63 Ford F100. This one also rubber tires, which is the case with all of these, I believe. Ford on the tailgate, the white stripes down the side. This is very cool looking. I like this a lot. What do we have for a plate? '44 Sam W. I'm not sure what that means. I would have to look that up. If you all know, let me know. And then the hood does open, but it doesn't stay open. There is some engine detail in there. If I can check that out. Really cool stuff. And then interior black. That's very nice. Next, we will do our Divco milk truck. The one in the back is moving parts line, so it is not collector series, but still a variant of the same casting. And this one, drink more milk, in this mint green. It's got a cow on the side by like the front doors. Very cool. White fenders, dog dish wheel. The back doors do open, but if it's anything like the moving parts truck, there's not really going to be much of anything in there. Maybe some crates with some milk bottles in them. It's kind of hard to see what's going on in there, but very nice. I like this colorway a lot. That's really good looking. And the last one from our 4-car set will be the '69 Ford Mustang Boss 302. This car is very sharp and really, really well done. In the background, you see the green one, and that is car number 20 from 2024's Collector Series. And this year, 2025, we get it in this 4-pack. In this kind of off-white. It's like a matte finish, almost eggshell, but almost tan also. And very sharp. Red interior, black Boss 302 graphics. You get the headlights and the grille. Look at that. Look how good that looks. Like I said, red interior. Boss 302. Cool wheel choice. Tail lights in the back end look fantastic. This thing. And then opening hood. Let's see if I can shine a little light in there. But little bit of engine bay. It does say Boss 302 on the air cleaner there, I believe. But nicely done. And then the last thing that we're going to look at today, and I'm going to share the story, is the Lesney Edition 57 GMC stepside. And this is metal-based, white wall tires, just white interior. I mean, this thing is sharp. What's the plate say? No Lemon 57? It's kind of interesting. It's yellow, so No Lemon 57. And we'll just let that spin. You can admire its awesome details. And I'll read you this letter that came with it. Again, this was an eBay purchase. When I opened the car, inside the package was this folded up letter. It says, Pops, as my children so fondly referred to him, was truly one of a kind. He was born in 1931 on a small farm, and while his hands were often busy with chores, his mind was always elsewhere, drifting toward the thought of items to be discovered and enjoyed. The items he sought out were a window to another time, a story waiting to be told. And so, from early on, he became a seeker, collecting not just objects but memories, preserving moments in history. Over the course of his 80-plus years, Pops amassed an extraordinary collection. His search for treasures spanned decades, driven not by modern conveniences like the internet or technology, but by mail orders and telephone calls, old catalogs, and handwritten letters exchanged with people from every corner of the country. Every item he obtained came with its own adventure, some requiring months of correspondence. His entire home became his sanctuary, a world unto itself. Shelves and hand-built display cases lined the walls, showcasing everything from die-cast model cars, German beer steins, nutcrackers, porcelain figurines, and so much more. Looking back now with fondness at the memory of having to dust the shelves in the house, a chore that was loathed at the time, as he got older, Pop started planning for the future of his treasures. He didn't want them to be sold off or discarded. They were too valuable in ways money couldn't measure. He hoped, deep down, that the next generation would carry on with his passion, keep these stories alive, and understand that the true worth of a collection wasn't in what it cost, but in the life it represented. Now, after his passing, the treasures remain, each one a reminder of Pop's unwavering spirit, his insatiable curiosity, and the deep love he had for the history of the world around him. Unfortunately, none of Pop's grandchildren inherited the collecting gene, and so, to honor his memory, we're making some of his items available to collectors who share the same passion he had. Thank you for his purchase and carrying on a part of Pop's legacy. Please enjoy. Thank you. And so, there's a reason that I showed you the 57 stepside Lesney last and shared that story. And I alluded to it at the beginning of the video that it made me think about things. So in Pop's time, born in 1931 and collecting through 80 plus years of his life, without technology and internet must have been wildly different, right? So I guess for myself, what it means is that I don't need to be scouring the internet and trying to be a completionist for the rarest or hottest thing. I need to just enjoy the hunt and bumping into cars that I find that I enjoy and want to collect, and not, just being so hyper focused on, finding the newest of the new or filling every single gap across the collection. Because there was a time where you wouldn't have known. I mean, sure, maybe they put out a catalog or something that would allude to the cars for the year, but you weren't going to know internet wiki and looking at every car that's going to come out a year in advance, or going to somebody's YouTube channel and having them share an early release because it got shipped. You were bound to the store in your area and what they had in stock. And I think that's interesting, and I think maybe that's something that we can all kind of learn from as collectors is the hobby doesn't have to be toxic, and in reality it kind of is. And so you can just go about your day, and if you bump into something cool, you grab it. And if you don't, well, better luck next time. And maybe we don't need to spend so much time on the internet looking at what we're missing out on, and we could just focus on the things that are right in front of our face and, the positive side of it. But anyway, I mean, that's just kind of how I took that letter. I'm glad they sent it. It's kind of a nice touch. Looks like Pop's collected a lot of things. Maybe the house is full of clutter, and the grandkids didn't inherit the collecting genes, so some of the collection's just going to go away. And I'm glad to have got a piece of it, to be honest. And I'm glad it was this one, because that's a very cool ad for me. And I will remember when I look at this truck, Pops' story. And that's kind of what the letter alluded to, was continue what Pops was doing for 80 plus years. And, what's going to happen to my collection when I move on? My 3 children probably have zero interest. So, yeah, who knows? But anyway, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. The 4-pack Mattels 80th collection, that is awesome. I don't know if you've noticed, but my 2025 box on the wall has been empty for some time. And as though, how do I want to word this? The collector series for 2025, I have a few, and we should get into them here soon. But that's a 20 car set. These boxes I have hold 24. And so this 4 car set, released in 2025, is going to be the first 4 cars that go in that. They're not technically collector series, but they are rubber tire with the box, basically collector series. So those are going to be the first 4 that go in the box for 2025, and then we'll start filling in with the rest of the series for this year. See, a gnat just flew at my face. Yeah, that's going to do it. I do appreciate you watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I do videos 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Always diecast related. Mondays are almost exclusively for Matchbox. And yeah, that's going to do it. You guys take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.